Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing on the submission of death sentences for confirmation, which is discussed under chapter 28 of the CRPC. Now, before I go into discussing this subtopic, first let me refresh your memory on section 28 of the CRPC. Section 28 talks about the sentences which high courts and sessions judges may pass. Now look at section 28, subsection 2, which says a sessions judge or additional sessions judge may pass any sentence authorized by law, but any sentence of death passed by any such judge shall be subject to confirmation by the High Court. Now, under chapter 28, that is submission of death sentences for confirmation, we will be discussing from section 366 to section 371 of the CRPC. Now, let's look at section 366, which talks about sentence of death to be submitted by Court of Sessions for confirmation. When Court of Session passes a sentence of death, the proceedings shall be submitted to the High Court for the confirmation of the death sentence by the High Court, and unless and until the High Court confirms the death sentence, the Court of Session shall not execute it, and during that time, the convicted person will be sent to jail under a warrant. Now let's look at what section 367 talks about. It talks about the power to direct further inquiry to be made or additional evidence to be taken. Now, when a sentence of death is passed by the Court of Session and it is submitted to the High Court for confirmation of the High Court, the High Court here, when the proceedings are submitted to it, if it thinks that further inquiry or additional evidence needs to be taken, it will make such inquiry by itself or direct it to be taken by the Court of Session. Furthermore, the section says, High Court will decide whether the presence of the accused should be dispensed or not at the time of making an inquiry or taking any additional evidence. Section 368 discusses about the powers of the High Court to confirm sentence or annul conviction. Here, annul means cancelling the conviction. I want you to understand the difference between section 366 and section 368. Section 366 is only submission of the death sentence passed by the Court of Sessions for confirmation by the High Court. But whereas section 368 is the section that empowers the High Court to confirm the death sentence that is passed by the Court of Session. Now, when a sentence is submitted under section 366 to the High Court for the confirmation of the death sentence by the High Court, it may do any one of the following things. It may confirm the sentence or pass any other sentence. It may annul the conviction and convict the accused of any offense of which the Court of Session might have convicted him, or the High Court even has the powers to order for a fresh trial on the same charges, or else it can also be on amended charges. Apart from the two, the High Court also has the powers to acquit the accused person. Now let's look at what the proviso of section 368 tells. The proviso says, no order of confirmation of sentence shall be made until the period of filing an appeal has lapsed, or if an appeal was presented, until the appeal is disposed of, no confirmation of sentence shall be made by the High Court. So if an appeal is lying, the High Court should not confirm the death sentence which has been passed by the Court of Session until the appeal is disposed of. Section 369 talks about the confirmation on new sentence to be signed by two judges. Now we know that a sentence, that is a death sentence, which is passed by the Court of Session, is submitted to the High Court for its confirmation under section 366. And the High Court has the powers to confirm the sentence or to make any other orders under section 368 of the CRPC. Now, when the High Court confirms the death sentence, or if it passes any new sentence or passes any other order, that should be signed by at least two judges. Section 370 and section 371 of the CRPC talks about the procedures when there is difference of opinion among the judges, and 371 talks about in cases submitted to High Court for confirmation. Now section 370 says that when there is difference of opinion among the judges with regards to the confirmation of the sentence, then section 392 shall apply. Now section 392 I had discussed earlier with you in my early lectures. If we look at section 371, it talks about the procedures in cases submitted to High Court for confirmation. When a sentence of death is passed by the Court of Session and sent to the High Court for confirmation, then the officer of the High Court, after the order has been confirmed or any other order which has been made by the High Court, then a copy of such confirmed order or any other new order shall be sent back to the Court of Session under the seal of the High Court with the official signature of the proper officer of the High Court. So here we have discussed section 366 to section 371 of the CRPC, which talks about the submission of death sentences for confirmation. Thank you.